English Listening Podcast. TOEIC 600 points. Chapter 1, Office Environment. The marketing department is located on the third floor of the building. It has an open floor plan with several workstations arranged in clusters. Each employee has their own desk with a computer, telephone, and storage space for personal items. There are 2 meeting rooms available for team discussions and client presentations. The larger meeting room can accommodate up to 12 people and is equipped with a projector and video conferencing system, while the smaller one is suitable for groups of 4 to 6 people and has a whiteboard for brainstorming sessions. The office kitchen is equipped with a refrigerator, microwave, coffee machine, and water dispenser. Employees often gather there during lunch breaks to socialize and discuss projects informally. There's also a printing area with 2 high-speed copy machines, a scanner, and various office supplies such as paper, staplers, and binding materials. A small library containing industry publications and reference books is available for research purposes. The reception area is staffed from 8:00 a.m. until 6:00 p.m. to welcome visitors and direct them to appropriate departments. The company recently purchased new computers for all departments to improve productivity and system security. The IT team installed the necessary software last week after working hours to minimize disruption to daily operations. Each computer has word processing programs, spreadsheet applications, presentation software, and specialized tools required for specific job functions. Employees must complete mandatory training on how to use the new systems effectively and securely. The training sessions will be held next Monday and Tuesday in the main conference room on the first floor. All staff members are required to attend at least one session according to their departmental schedule. The company will also provide comprehensive user manuals for reference in both digital and printed formats. If employees encounter technical problems or have questions about the new systems, they should contact the IT help desk immediately through the internal ticketing system. Regular software updates will be scheduled monthly to ensure optimal performance and security of all systems. According to company policy, all employees must arrive at work by 9:00 a.m. unless they have made prior arrangements with their supervisors. The standard workday ends at 5:30 p.m., but some departments may require overtime during busy periods such as month-end closing or product launches. Employees are entitled to 1 hour for lunch break, typically between 12:00 p.m. and 2:00 p.m., depending on departmental schedules. The company offers flexible working hours for parents with young children and employees with special circumstances. Staff members should notify their supervisors if they will be absent or late due to illness or emergency situations. All visitors must sign in at the reception desk, provide identification, and wear a visitor badge while on company premises for security reasons. The use of personal mobile phones is discouraged during meetings and work hours except for urgent matters. Employees should maintain a professional appearance at all times as they may interact with clients or business partners without prior notice. Smoking is prohibited throughout the building except in designated outdoor areas. Chapter 2, Business Travel. Mr. Thompson will travel to Singapore next month for a business conference and client meetings. His flight departs on Monday morning at 10:30 a.m. and arrives in Singapore that evening at 8:45 p.m. local time after a stopover in Hong Kong. He has booked a room at the Grand Hotel for 5 nights, which includes breakfast and access to business center facilities. The conference venue is within walking distance from the hotel, approximately 10 minutes on foot. Mr. Thompson has scheduled meetings with potential clients on Wednesday and Thursday afternoons to discuss possible distribution partnerships in Southeast Asia. He will also visit a manufacturing facility on Friday morning to inspect product quality and production capabilities. He will return home on Saturday afternoon on a direct flight that departs at 2:15 p.m. The marketing team has prepared presentation materials, product samples, and promotional items for his meetings with prospective clients. All travel expenses, including airfare, accommodation, meals, and local transportation, will be reimbursed by the company upon his return with proper documentation and receipts. Before his departure, Mr. Thompson will brief his team about ongoing projects that require attention during his absence. Passengers should arrive at the airport at least 2 hours before international flights to allow sufficient time for check-in and security procedures. After checking in at the airline counter or self-service kiosk, travelers must proceed to security screening with their boarding pass and passport or other valid identification. Remember to have your boarding pass and identification ready for inspection to avoid delays. Liquids in carry-on bags must be in containers of 100 milliliters or less and placed in a clear, resealable plastic bag. All electronic devices such as laptops, tablets, and cameras should be removed from bags and placed in separate bins during security screening for proper examination. Once through security, check the departure boards frequently for gate information and any schedule changes or gate assignments. Boarding usually begins approximately 30 minutes before departure time, starting with passengers requiring special assistance and those in premium classes. Listen carefully for boarding announcements, as procedures may vary between airlines and airports. During long flights, it is advisable to stay hydrated and move around periodically to maintain circulation. Upon arrival, follow signs to passport control and baggage claim areas. The business trip to Toronto was highly successful and productive in terms of establishing new business connections. I attended 3 days of meetings with our Canadian partners at their headquarters in the financial district. We discussed potential collaboration on upcoming projects, including joint product development and marketing initiatives for the North American market. The Canadian market shows promising growth opportunities for our products, particularly in the renewable energy and sustainable technology sectors. I visited their main office and manufacturing facility during my stay to observe their operations firsthand and evaluate compatibility with our business processes. Their production methods incorporate several innovative approaches that could be adapted for our operations as well, potentially reducing our manufacturing costs by approximately 15%. I also met with their research and development team, who shared valuable insights about industry trends and consumer preferences in the Canadian market. They are particularly interested in our latest product line and believe it would perform well with minor modifications to meet local regulations and customer expectations. Upon returning, I prepared a detailed report with recommendations for next steps and potential areas for collaboration. The finance department is now calculating projected costs and revenue for the proposed partnership based on market analysis and production estimates. I recommend scheduling a follow-up video conference within the next month to maintain momentum and finalize details of our agreement. Chapter 3: Business Communication. When writing business emails, always include a clear and specific subject line that accurately reflects the content of your message. Begin your email with an appropriate greeting, such as "Dear," followed by the recipient's name or title depending on your relationship and company culture. Keep your message concise and focused on one topic to ensure clarity and prompt response. Use short paragraphs and bullet points when presenting multiple pieces of information. Use professional language and avoid slang, jargon, or informal expressions that might be misinterpreted or considered unprofessional. Check your email thoroughly for spelling and grammatical errors before sending, as these mistakes can diminish your credibility and professionalism. If you are attaching files, mention them clearly in the body of your email and ensure they are in the correct format and properly labeled. End your message with a professional closing such as "Regards," "Best wishes," or "Sincerely," followed by your name and contact information. Include your complete contact information in your email signature, including your position, company name, telephone number, and any social media profiles related to your professional activities. Respond to important emails within 24 hours if possible, even if only to acknowledge receipt and provide a timeframe for a more detailed response. The quarterly sales report must be submitted by the end of the month to allow sufficient time for management review and strategic planning. It should include comprehensive sales figures for all product categories across different regions and customer segments. Compare current data with figures from the same period last year, as well as with the targets established in the annual business plan. Include visual elements such as graphs, charts, and tables to illustrate trends and patterns in a clear, accessible manner. The report should begin with an executive summary highlighting key findings, achievements, and areas of concern that require immediate attention. Provide detailed analysis of any significant changes in sales patterns, customer behavior, or market conditions that affect business performance. Identify factors contributing to successes or challenges during the reporting period based on market research and customer feedback. Make specific, actionable recommendations based on the data collected to improve performance in the coming quarter. The marketing and finance departments will use this information for future planning and budget allocation purposes. Submit both digital and printed copies to the management team according to the established protocol. Be prepared to present your findings at the quarterly review meeting scheduled for the first week of next month. The monthly staff meeting was held on April 15th in Conference Room A on the second floor of the main building. 15 employees attended, including representatives from all departments and the executive team. The meeting began at 9:30 a.m. and concluded at 11:45 a.m., slightly longer than scheduled due to extensive discussion about upcoming projects. Ms. Wilson, the Chief Financial Officer, presented the financial results for the previous quarter, noting that sales increased by 12% compared to last year despite challenging market conditions. Operating expenses remained within budget limitations, with minor variations in marketing expenditures. Mr. Baker from the IT department discussed upcoming changes to the company website and customer relationship management system. The IT department will implement these changes next week during evening hours to minimize disruption to normal business operations. Ms. Johnson from Human Resources announced 2 new positions opening in the customer service department due to expanding business operations in international markets. Candidates with multilingual skills will be given preference in the selection process. Team leaders submitted progress reports on current projects, with particular emphasis on timeline adherence and resource allocation. Several key milestones were highlighted as having been successfully completed ahead of schedule. The meeting concluded with an open discussion about suggestions for improving interdepartmental communication. The next monthly meeting is scheduled for May 20th at the same location and time. Chapter 4: Human Resources. The company is currently interviewing candidates for the position of marketing manager to replace Ms. Thompson, who is retiring next month after 15 years with the organization. Applicants must have at least 5 years of experience in the field, preferably in a similar industry, and demonstrate strong leadership skills and strategic thinking. The interview process consists of 3 stages designed to thoroughly evaluate candidates' qualifications and fit with company culture. First, candidates meet with a human resources representative who assesses their background, general qualifications, and salary expectations. Then, they have a technical interview with the department head focusing on specific marketing knowledge, campaign experience, and analytical skills. During this stage, candidates are asked to analyze a case study and present their marketing strategy. Finally, successful applicants from the first 2 rounds meet with the company director for a discussion about long-term career goals and organizational vision. During interviews, candidates are asked about their previous work experience managing teams, implementing successful marketing campaigns, and adapting to changing market conditions. They must also complete a practical assessment related to marketing strategies, budget allocation, and performance measurement. The company hopes to fill the position by the end of next month to allow for a smooth transition period with the outgoing manager. All new employees must complete orientation training during their first week to familiarize themselves with company policies, procedures, and culture. The Human Resources Department provides comprehensive information about employment conditions, benefits packages, retirement plans, and health insurance options. Safety training is mandatory for all staff members working in the warehouse, production facilities, and laboratories to ensure compliance with occupational health and safety regulations. Topics include emergency procedures, proper use of protective equipment, and hazardous materials handling where applicable. The company offers professional development courses throughout the year covering various topics such as leadership skills, project management, industry-specific knowledge, and technological advancements. Employees can request specialized training related to their job functions through their department heads, who assess the relevance and potential benefit to the organization. The training budget is allocated annually based on departmental needs and company strategic objectives. Online courses and webinars are available for those who cannot attend in-person sessions due to geographical constraints or scheduling conflicts. Upon completion of each course, employees receive a certificate documenting their achievement and newly acquired skills. Training records are maintained in personnel files and considered during performance evaluations and promotion decisions. Annual performance evaluations take place every December before the holiday season. Employees first complete a self-assessment form rating their own performance against previously established objectives and describing major achievements and challenges. Supervisors then provide their evaluation of each team member based on observed performance, contribution to team goals, and feedback from colleagues and clients when applicable. The assessment covers various aspects including job knowledge, quality of work, productivity, initiative, teamwork, communication skills, and adherence to company values. During evaluation meetings, supervisors discuss achievements and areas for improvement in a constructive manner designed to encourage professional development. Specific examples of both strengths and weaknesses are provided to ensure clarity and fairness in the assessment process. Employees have the opportunity to ask questions, provide additional information, and discuss career aspirations and goals for the coming year. Based on evaluation results, some staff members may receive salary increases, bonuses, or promotions as recognition of outstanding performance. Those requiring additional support receive specialized training or mentoring to address specific development needs. The evaluation process helps align individual goals with department objectives and company strategy, fostering a culture of continuous improvement and accountability. Chapter 5, Marketing and Sales. The company will launch its new product line next quarter after 18 months of research, development, and testing. The marketing team has developed a comprehensive promotion strategy targeting different customer segments through multiple channels. Television commercials will begin airing 2 weeks before the launch date during primetime programs that reach the target demographic. Digital advertising will target potential customers on social media platforms, search engines, and industry-specific websites based on detailed audience analysis and previous campaign performance. Email campaigns will inform existing customers about the new offerings with special pre-order discounts to encourage early adoption. The sales department has already briefed retail partners about the new products during regional meetings last month, providing technical specifications, pricing information, and marketing support materials. Press releases have been sent to industry publications and news outlets to generate media coverage and public interest. A launch event is scheduled at the company headquarters featuring product demonstrations, expert panels, and networking opportunities. Important clients, media representatives, and industry influencers will receive personalized invitations to attend this exclusive event. The success of this launch will significantly impact annual sales targets and market positioning against competitors. The market research team conducted comprehensive surveys with 500 consumers last month across different age groups, income levels, and geographical locations. The purpose was to gather detailed feedback about our current products and services, as well as identify unmet needs and preferences. Results indicate that customers are generally satisfied with product quality and durability, with over 80% rating these aspects as excellent or very good. However, some respondents suggested improvements to packaging design for better convenience and environmental sustainability. Price sensitivity varies significantly between different customer segments, with younger consumers placing higher importance on affordability. Competitor analysis reveals that our prices are slightly higher than the industry average, but our warranty period and customer service are perceived as superior. The research also identified potential opportunities in emerging markets where awareness of our brand is growing, but distribution channels remain limited. Technological features and innovation were highlighted as key factors influencing purchasing decisions for premium products. Based on these findings, the product development team will make several adjustments to upcoming models and packaging options. Marketing messages will be refined to emphasize key differentiators valued by target customers. A follow-up study will be conducted after implementing the changes to measure impact on customer perception and purchase intent. Successful sales representatives understand the importance of building long-term customer relationships based on trust and mutual benefit rather than focusing solely on immediate transactions. They should always be thoroughly knowledgeable about the products they are selling, including technical specifications, available options, pricing structures, and competitive advantages. When meeting with clients, listen carefully to understand their specific needs, challenges, and objectives before recommending solutions. Ask thoughtful questions to uncover unstated requirements and concerns that might influence the purchasing decision. Prepare thorough presentations that highlight product benefits rather than just features, showing clearly how your offering solves the customer's particular problems or improves their operations. Address potential concerns or objections before customers, raise them to demonstrate credibility and attention to detail. Provide real examples of how products have helped similar businesses improve efficiency, reduce costs, or increase revenue with specific metrics when possible. Follow up promptly after meetings with additional information, if requested, and summarize key points discussed to confirm mutual understanding. Maintain regular contact with existing clients to ensure satisfaction and identify opportunities for additional services or upgrades. Remember that customer retention is as important as acquiring new business, often requiring less investment while yielding higher profitability. Continuously update your knowledge about industry trends and competitive offerings to position yourself as a valuable advisor rather than merely a vendor. Chapter 6: Customer Service. When dealing with customer complaints, remain calm and professional at all times regardless of the customer's emotional state or the complexity of the issue. Listen actively and attentively to understand the customer's concerns without interrupting or becoming defensive about company policies or procedures. Acknowledge their feelings and show genuine empathy for their situation, even if you believe the complaint is unwarranted. Apologize for any inconvenience caused, even if the company is not directly at fault, to demonstrate customer focus and commitment to service excellence. Ask clarifying questions to gather all necessary information about the issue, including relevant dates, order numbers, previous interactions, and specific expectations. Explain what actions you will take to resolve the problem, being careful not to make promises that cannot be fulfilled. Provide a realistic timeframe for when the customer can expect a solution and be transparent about any limitations or policies that might affect the resolution process. Follow up with the customer after resolving the issue to ensure satisfaction and rebuild confidence in your organization. Document all complaints in the customer service database with detailed notes about the problem, solution, and customer interaction for future reference and quality improvement. Use feedback from complaints to identify patterns and systemic issues that might require changes to products, services, or business processes. The annual Customer Satisfaction Survey will be distributed next week through multiple channels including email, website, and point-of-sale terminals to maximize response rates. It contains 20 carefully designed questions about various aspects of our service, including product quality, staff knowledge, complaint handling, delivery timeliness, and overall value for money. Customers can complete the survey online through our secure portal or on paper at retail locations according to their preference. All responses will remain strictly confidential and anonymous to encourage honest feedback without fear of consequences. The survey asks customers to rate their experience on a scale from 1 to 5 for each criterion with clear descriptions of what each rating represents. There are also several open-ended questions for additional comments, allowing customers to express concerns or suggestions in their own words. The Customer Service Department will analyze all responses using statistical software to identify trends, strengths, and areas for improvement. Results will be segmented by customer demographics, purchase frequency, and product categories to provide nuanced insights. A comprehensive report will be presented to senior management with specific recommendations for service enhancements based on customer input. Last year's survey showed an overall satisfaction rate of 87%, which was a 3% improvement from the previous year. The company aims to improve this figure this year through targeted initiatives addressing previously identified weaknesses. The company's customer loyalty program offers various benefits to regular customers designed to increase retention rates and encourage higher spending. Members earn points with every purchase, which can be redeemed for discounts on future orders, exclusive products, or special services not available to non-members. The bronze membership level requires minimum annual purchases of $500 and provides basic benefits including birthday rewards and early notification of sales. Silver members spend between $1,000 and $2,500 annually and receive additional benefits such as free shipping on orders over $75 and access to limited edition products. Gold membership is awarded to customers spending over $2,500 per year and includes all previous benefits plus priority customer service, extended warranty periods, and invitations to exclusive events. All members receive a monthly newsletter with special offers, product information, and company updates tailored to their interests based on purchase history. The program has successfully increased customer retention rates by 25% since its introduction 3 years ago, with particularly strong results in the premium product categories. The marketing team regularly analyzes program data to identify purchasing patterns, customer preferences, and opportunities for personalized promotions. New program features will be added next quarter based on customer feedback, including a mobile application for easier point tracking and redemption. Annual program costs are justified by increased customer lifetime value and reduced marketing expenses for customer acquisition. Chapter 7: Finance and Accounting. The Finance Department is currently preparing the annual budget for next year based on business projections, strategic initiatives, and historical performance. Each department head must submit detailed budget requests by September 15th to allow sufficient time for review and consolidation. The requests should include itemized expenditures for personnel costs, operations, equipment, materials, training, and special projects with detailed justification for all proposed expenditures, especially those representing significant increases from current year allocations. Supporting documentation such as vendor quotes or cost-benefit analyses should be included for major investments or new initiatives. The finance team will review all submissions for accuracy, alignment with company objectives, and financial feasibility. They may request additional information or suggest modifications where appropriate. Preliminary budget allocations will be announced in October following executive committee review. Departments will have 1 week to appeal decisions if necessary by providing additional information or modified proposals. The final budget must be approved by the Board of Directors in their November meeting before implementation in January. Once approved, department heads are responsible for monitoring their expenses throughout the year and reporting significant variances promptly. Budget transfers between categories exceeding 10% require formal approval from the finance director. Quarterly budget reviews help ensure financial targets are met and allow for adjustments based on changing business conditions or unforeseen circumstances. The company's financial reports for the previous fiscal year have been completed following the external audit and are now available for management review. Revenue increased by 15% compared to the previous year, exceeding targets by approximately 3% despite economic challenges in several markets. The greatest growth occurred in the Asia-Pacific region, where new distribution partnerships proved highly successful. Operating expenses remained relatively stable despite expansion into new markets and increased raw material costs, largely due to efficiency improvements in manufacturing processes and careful cost management. The profit margin improved from 7% to 9%, reflecting both revenue growth and operational efficiency. All departments managed to stay within their allocated budgets, with minor variations in research and development due to accelerated product testing requirements. The Research and Development Department received additional funding mid-year for a special project that shows promising commercial potential beginning in the third quarter of next year. Capital expenditures were 12% below budget due to postponement of facility expansion until more favorable construction conditions. Shareholders will receive dividend payments next month, representing a 15% increase over last year's distribution. The complete financial report is available to all managers on the company intranet with appropriate security clearance. External auditors verified all financial statements as accurate and compliant with international accounting standards. All businesses must comply with tax regulations to avoid penalties, interest charges, and potential legal consequences. The accounting department ensures that tax forms are filed accurately and on time according to jurisdiction requirements in all regions where the company operates. Companies must keep detailed records of all financial transactions, including sales, purchases, payroll, and asset acquisitions, for at least 7 years to support tax filings and respond to potential audits. Different types of taxes may apply depending on the nature of the business, its legal structure, and geographical locations, including corporate income tax, value-added tax, property tax, and employment taxes. Income tax is calculated based on net profits after deducting eligible expenses such as operating costs, depreciation of assets, interest payments, and certain statutory allowances. Proper classification of expenses is essential for accurate tax calculation and compliance with regulations. Sales tax must be collected on applicable products and services at rates that vary by location and product category. Businesses serving as tax collection agents have fiduciary responsibility to remit collected taxes to appropriate authorities by specified deadlines. Employment taxes cover Social Security, health insurance contributions, unemployment insurance, and other mandatory withholdings from employee compensation. The company works with professional tax advisors specialized in domestic and international taxation to ensure full compliance while optimizing legitimate tax positions. Tax laws change frequently at local, national, and international levels, so continuous education and monitoring of regulatory developments is essential for maintaining compliance and adapting business practices accordingly. Chapter 8: Technology and Business. Protecting company data is essential in today's digital environment, where cyber threats continue to evolve in sophistication and frequency. All employees must create strong passwords containing a minimum of 12 characters, including uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters to prevent unauthorized access. Passwords should be changed every 3 months for security purposes and should never be reused across multiple systems or websites. Never share your login credentials with others, including colleagues, regardless of their position or your personal relationship with them. The IT department regularly updates security software on all company devices, including antivirus programs, firewalls, and intrusion detection systems. Software updates and security patches must be installed promptly when notified by the IT department, as they often address critical vulnerabilities. Employees should be extremely cautious when opening email attachments from unknown sources or clicking on links in unsolicited messages, as these are common vectors for malware distribution and phishing attempts. Public Wi-Fi networks should not be used for accessing confidential company information unless through a secure virtual private network (VPN) connection approved by IT security. Sensitive information should be encrypted before transmission or storage on portable devices. Report any suspicious activities or security incidents to the IT security team immediately, including unusual system behavior, unexpected account lockouts, or suspicious communication attempts. Regular backups of important data are performed automatically on company servers, but employees are responsible for ensuring that local files are properly synchronized with network storage. The company has migrated most of its data storage and computing resources to cloud-based systems over the past 18 months, following extensive evaluation of service providers and security considerations. Cloud computing offers several advantages over traditional local storage methods that align with our business objectives and growth strategy. Files and applications can be accessed from any location with internet connection, enabling greater flexibility for remote work and international operations. Multiple users can collaborate on documents simultaneously regardless of their physical location, improving team productivity and reducing version control issues. Automatic backup features reduce the risk of data loss due to hardware failure, human error, or local disasters such as fires or floods. The cloud service provider ensures high-level security protection, including physical security at data centers, encryption of data in transit and at rest, regular security auditing, and compliance with international standards. Storage capacity can be easily increased as the company grows without significant capital investment in physical infrastructure or IT personnel. Technical support is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week through multiple channels including phone, email, and chat. The migration process was completed with minimal disruption to daily operations thanks to careful planning and phased implementation. Staff members received comprehensive training on how to use the new cloud systems effectively through a combination of workshops, online tutorials, and department-specific guidance. Monthly subscription costs are predictable and scalable based on actual usage patterns, rather than anticipating maximum capacity requirements. Digital marketing has become an essential component of our business strategy, accounting for approximately 60% of our total marketing budget, compared to just 20% 5 years ago. The company utilizes various online channels to reach potential customers and engage with existing ones across different stages of the customer journey. Search engine optimization improves our website's visibility in organic search results by focusing on relevant keywords, quality content creation, technical performance, and authoritative backlinks. Pay-per-click advertising targets specific demographics with relevant interests through platforms like Google Ads and social media advertising networks, allowing precise audience segmentation and performance tracking. Social media platforms allow direct engagement with customers through regular posts, responsive customer service, and targeted campaigns that build brand awareness and community. Email marketing campaigns provide regular updates about products and promotions to subscribers who have expressed interest in our offerings, with different content streams based on customer preferences and behavior. Analytics tools measure the effectiveness of each marketing method using key performance indicators such as click-through rates, conversion rates, cost per acquisition, and return on investment. The digital marketing team adjusts strategies based on performance data and emerging trends to optimize resource allocation. Mobile optimization ensures our website functions properly on all devices, as mobile traffic now represents over 70% of total visits. User experience design focuses on intuitive navigation, fast loading times, and clear calls to action to maximize conversion opportunities. Online reviews and ratings significantly influence consumer purchasing decisions, so we actively encourage satisfied customers to share their experiences while promptly addressing negative feedback. Chapter 9: Production and Manufacturing. The Quality Control Department inspects all products before shipment to customers using standardized procedures designed to identify and prevent defects. Inspectors with specialized training check for defects in materials, dimensions, functionality, appearance, and packaging according to detailed product specifications. Random samples from each production batch undergo detailed testing that simulates actual usage conditions and stress tests to ensure durability and safety. Statistical methods determine appropriate sample sizes for different production volumes to balance thoroughness with efficiency. Products failing to meet quality standards are rejected immediately and analyzed to determine the root cause of defects. The company follows strict international quality management standards and maintains ISO 9001 certification through regular audits and continuous improvement processes. Regular maintenance of manufacturing equipment helps prevent quality issues by ensuring consistent performance and calibration of machinery. Preventive maintenance is scheduled during planned production downtime to minimize disruption. Employees receive ongoing training about quality procedures specific to their roles and are encouraged to suggest improvements based on their direct experience with production processes. Quality circles meet weekly to discuss potential issues and implement preventive measures. Customer feedback collected through warranty claims, returns, and satisfaction surveys is also used to identify potential improvements in product design and manufacturing processes. The goal is to maintain a defect rate below 1% while reducing inspection costs through process improvement and automation. Monthly quality reports analyzing defect types, frequencies, and trends are reviewed by the production manager and presented to the executive team quarterly. Efficient supply chain management is crucial for business success in today's competitive global marketplace, where customers expect high quality, reasonable prices, and prompt delivery. The procurement team selects reliable suppliers offering quality materials at competitive prices through a rigorous evaluation process that considers quality certifications, financial stability, production capacity, and ethical business practices. Long-term contracts help secure consistent pricing and availability while building mutually beneficial relationships with key suppliers. Supplier diversification for critical components reduces dependency risks and enhances negotiating position. The warehouse maintains optimal inventory levels to meet production needs without excessive carrying costs through sophisticated inventory management systems that track usage patterns and forecast requirements. Just-in-time delivery reduces storage costs and minimizes waste by synchronizing material arrivals with production schedules. Transportation partners ensure timely delivery to distribution centers, and customers with real-time tracking capabilities and contingency planning for potential disruptions. Advanced software tracks inventory movement throughout the supply chain from raw material procurement to finished product delivery, providing visibility and control at each stage. Regular supplier evaluations ensure continued quality and reliability through performance metrics and periodic audits. Alternative suppliers are identified for critical materials to reduce risk of supply disruptions due to natural disasters, political instability, or business failures. The supply chain manager coordinates all aspects of this complex system with support from cross-functional teams including procurement, logistics, production, and finance. The production manager creates weekly schedules based on customer orders, inventory levels, available capacity, and delivery commitments. The scheduling process begins with a review of confirmed orders and sales forecasts provided by the commercial department. High-priority orders receive immediate attention to ensure on-time delivery, particularly for key accounts and products with limited shelf life. The schedule considers available equipment and personnel for each production line while accounting for planned maintenance activities and employee training sessions. Production batches are organized to minimize changeover time between different products by grouping similar items when possible. Maintenance activities are planned during periods of lower demand to minimize impact on production capacity and delivery schedules. Production targets are communicated to all department supervisors every Monday morning through detailed schedules that specify quantities, sequence, and resource requirements for each order. Daily progress meetings address any issues affecting the schedule such as material shortages, equipment malfunctions, or quality concerns. Contingency plans are developed for potential disruptions, including alternative production routes or overtime allocation. The production team strives to maximize efficiency while maintaining product quality through continuous monitoring of key performance indicators, such as throughput rate, cycle time, and first-pass yield. Overtime may be necessary during particularly busy periods, such as seasonal peaks, or when recovering from unexpected disruptions. The scheduling system is flexible enough to accommodate urgent orders when needed without compromising existing commitments through capacity buffers and prioritization protocols. Regular performance reviews identify bottlenecks and improvement opportunities in the production process. Chapter 10: International Business. The company is expanding operations into Asian markets next year following 2 years of research, planning, and relationship building with potential partners. Extensive market research identified promising opportunities in several countries including Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand, and Malaysia based on economic growth trends, regulatory environment, and consumer demand for our product categories. Economic indicators suggest sustained growth in these regions despite global economic uncertainty. Local regulations and business practices vary significantly by region, requiring customized approaches rather than standardized global strategies. Import tariffs, product certification requirements, and distribution regulations present particular challenges that require careful navigation. The international business team has hired consultants with regional expertise to provide guidance on legal compliance, cultural nuances, and negotiation practices specific to each target market. Understanding cultural differences is essential for successful expansion, particularly in communication styles, decision-making processes, and relationship-building expectations. The company plans to establish partnerships with local businesses initially rather than creating wholly-owned subsidiaries. This approach reduces risk and provides valuable local knowledge while limiting initial investment requirements. Joint ventures are being considered for manufacturing operations where local production would provide competitive advantages through reduced shipping costs and faster response to market demands. Product modifications may be necessary to meet regional preferences, regulatory standards, and price expectations in different markets. Engineering and product development teams are evaluating necessary adaptations based on consumer research and competitive analysis. Marketing materials will be translated into local languages by professional translators familiar with industry terminology and cultural contexts. The first international office will open in Singapore as a regional headquarters due to its strategic location, business-friendly environment, stable political system, and excellent infrastructure. Recruitment of local management talent has already begun with emphasis on candidates possessing both local market knowledge and international business experience. Companies engaged in international trade must follow specific procedures and documentation requirements that vary by country and product category. Export documentation typically includes commercial invoices detailing product descriptions, quantities, and values, packing lists specifying contents and weights of each package, bills of lading or airway bills serving as contracts with shipping companies, certificates of origin verifying where products were manufactured, and various inspection certificates depending on product type and destination requirements. International shipments may require additional documentation, such as dangerous goods declarations for certain chemicals, phytosanitary certificates for agricultural products, or health certificates for food items. Import regulations vary by country with different procedures for customs clearance, duty payment, and product certification. Importers must typically obtain appropriate licenses or permits before receiving certain categories of goods. Customs duties and taxes are calculated based on product classification, declared value, and country of origin according to each nation's tariff schedule and trade agreements. Proper classification under the harmonized system codes is essential for determining applicable duties and ensuring compliance with trade regulations. Many countries impose quotas or other restrictions on certain imports to protect domestic industries or address national security concerns. Free trade agreements between nations or economic blocs may provide preferential treatment, including reduced or eliminated duties for qualifying products that meet specific origin criteria. Companies must maintain detailed records of international transactions to demonstrate compliance with both export and import regulations during potential audits or investigations. Penalties for noncompliance can be severe, including fines, shipment delays or seizures, and loss of import-export privileges. Many businesses work with customs brokers and freight forwarders who specialize in navigating these complex requirements efficiently. Conducting business across cultural boundaries requires sensitivity to differences in communication styles, business practices, and social customs. In many Asian cultures, building relationships precedes business transactions, requiring patience and investment in social interactions before substantive negotiations begin. Business meetings in Japan typically begin with extensive exchange of business cards presented with both hands as a sign of respect. Latin American business culture often emphasizes personal connections and may include discussions about family or social topics before addressing business matters. European approaches vary widely, with Northern European cultures generally preferring direct communication focused on facts and efficiency, while Southern European business practices may involve more emotional expression and flexible scheduling. Different cultures have varying attitudes toward timeliness, with some considering punctuality essential, while others view schedules as flexible guidelines. Decision-making processes also differ significantly across cultures, with some organizations emphasizing consensus building while others rely on hierarchical authority. Negotiation styles reflect these cultural differences, with some cultures focusing on explicit contract terms while others place greater emphasis on establishing trust and mutual understanding. Nonverbal communication, including personal space, eye contact, and gestures, can have dramatically different interpretations across cultures. For example, the thumbs-up gesture considered positive in many Western countries may be offensive in some Middle Eastern contexts. Gift-giving practices in business settings vary substantially, with some cultures considering them essential ritual elements, while others might view them with suspicion or as potential ethical issues. International business success requires cultural intelligence, the ability to recognize these differences, adapt appropriately, and avoid misunderstandings that could damage relationships. Companies increasingly provide cross-cultural training for employees engaged in international business to develop these essential skills.